when the sky is the darkest is also when you can see the stars. A circular bead of water can be balanced on the elongated wings of an insect that feeds the plants, and stream that flows into the ocean. Many times, freedom is closer than what we can see or hear. We simply have to ignore the distracting noises and focus on our future. The R.I.S.E mentors are ready for our future, ready to show you what we already know, that our training ground has prepared us for a future that will take off like a ship into the dark sky filled with stars.
You are about to go on a journey.
Let's start from the beginning.
The mental and psychological well-being of inmates entering Dooley State Prison is often compromised by experiences in prior correctional facilities and in their lives before incarceration.
A bit of time. This is a very instructional account. Not follow instructions. I advise you stand there. Follow instructions. Hit me. All you gotta do, walk on the side, walk with your hand behind your back on the arrow. Anytime you don't walk, you don't see arrows, you're wrong. See a red line, don't cross it. Whenever you come out the door, you are to stay dressed. Shirts will always be tucked in. Anytime you on the walk, shirts are tucked in, hang around your back. This count really goes off you. You follow the simple instructions. Walk on the yellow line with your hand behind your back. You make it. It ain't hard, man. It really ain't hard. Simple instructions. Anytime you're on the walk, hand behind your back on the yellow line.
Oh shit, we gotta take a wide turn. Turn.
Just coming back.
No. Here we go. Another turn. Oh, let you do that.
Hey, who bag is sitting on top right here?
R.I.S.E. bag on top.
Who bag is sitting on top? The food in. Bag and bucket.
You know around with
other people to be here right now.
How you doing, sir? Welcome to Lady One. We don't know what you're here for, we don't care what you're here for, but you one of us. And when you go out that door, you're gonna be one of us. You feel me? They're gonna welcome you. I'm talking about, I'm just, he be down here many child rules and regulations, but all we ask is this right here. It's real simple. All you gotta do is do that and make the bed in the morning, you know. We do everything else. We do everything. We striving to change the whole prison system. Cause we tired of, like every time you look around, somebody getting stabbed, somebody dying, by other natural causes. But we are.
All right, just a couple more things right quick, right? Let y'all know we don't be y'all on something. Oh, and you'll be on a group reinforcing, instructing, supporting, encouraging 1 through 4. The group says when they have classes, except for Tupuku, when they have classes, you'll hear the bell ring. All right, he covered the bell. Tell y'all about the bell. All right, when you ring the bell gonna ring like clockwork every weekday, Monday through Friday at 8:30.
The Role Model and Training Program helps men develop effective communication skills for interacting with diverse groups, both during their incarceration and after release.
Role models in training. Interviews.
But if it is something in the free world, this is your reality right now. Which comes first? What's going on in the free world or your reality? Okay. Now, with that being said, if it's something in here.
Role models in training. Interviews.
How old are you? 25?
No, 29.
29, okay. Name 2 weaknesses that you have.
It's hard to say that because I got 2 weeks.
Role models in training. Interviews.
We have prison rules and we stand as one band, one sound, kind of thing. One another. And this is going to be a question. How would you feel about defending a person's sexual preference, not according to moral standards? How would you defend them if someone tries to rob them or take something? Would you be able to defend them wholeheartedly? Yes.
Role models in training. Interviews.
Opportunity to build on my mental. What do you think you could have done to make your chances better?
But I feel like I could have presented myself better and be as much honest as I could have been the last time and just keep trying until I succeed. Part of me just, I just can't give enough for an answer to keep trying. So I would have to say,
Faced with the daunting task of reshaping deeply entrenched negativity, these men are nevertheless transforming lives one class at a time, proving the power of dedicated effort.
These are the mentors.
Frederick Gathiga.
My name is Frederick Gathiga, and I'll be facilitating the class to Tuku. We have 3 of us for this class here, and my first speaker was David Conlon, and the next one will be behind me. So Tubuku stands for the only person you take is you. And this is how it works. If you know how to do something the right way, and you do not do it, then the only person you take is you. And again, I say, what does Tubuku stand for?
The only person you cheat is you.
My name is Frederick Gathiga, and I'm going to teach the revolving door. From our previous lesson, we understood that we can stop the revolving door if we change our mindset. There's one thing I want to share with you today before we end this lesson. That if you give a homeless man $1 million, he'll be broke in 6 months. With good intention. Because he never prepared himself here and here. For you to succeed, you have to transform the mindset that locked you up. And to do that, you have to heal fear, you have to heal the hurt, and you'll be able to stay out and stop the wrong door.
Neville Turnbull.
All right, gents, as we conclude our anger management class, I just want to leave you with this. Remember, the angriest bull you tame is the one within. If you can't control that bull within, how can you control somebody else's anger? So know yourself. A lot of times we sit in front of a TV, we know everything about players, basketball, baseball, all their stats and everything. What do we know about ourselves? MVP, most valuable player, GOAT. Greatest of all times, greatest of all times. So I put a spin on this. Always have a mission, a vision, and a plan. Goal-oriented action technique. Remember these 3 things, and you'll do just fine. Thank you. Everybody.
Adam Robinson. Nicholas Williams. David Conerly.
My name is David Connolly, and I'm one of 3 facilitators for this particular course, Tupuku. The acronym itself, and I want you to repeat it after me once I tell you. The only person you cheat is you.
The only person you cheat is you.
Again, this is not about information, but transformation. Again, Tupuku.
The only person you cheat is you.
Thank you.
Mark Davis.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. You're in here for my class today, which is critical thinking. Now, for those of you that have never had critical thinking, this is what we're going to talk about. Critical thinking is not so much critical as in like against your thinking, but it's more about problem solving. Right? We can't choose when problems are going to come against us. As you see, you're here in prison, right? You didn't always choose the circumstance that you ended up in. However, what you can do is choose the action that you take from said problem or circumstance. That is what you have control over. Remember, I don't always have control over the problems that come into my life. I do have control, absolute control, over my actions and my choices that I make inside those problems. Right? Yeah. That is the essence of critical thinking and problem solving. Because it doesn't matter where you end up, what you're doing, however you decide to get there, guess what? You are the master and in control all those actions and thoughts that you take about said circumstance or problem. Correct?
Correct.
All right.
Napoleon Jenkins,
Well, we was talking earlier about us and them, and how we have a commodity that a lot of people on the street don't have. What I'm asking you guys to do while y'all here is to invest in yourself. That is the only real return that you will see results of in your life. Instead of sitting here with 22 hours extra time a day, invest in yourself, reinvent yourself while you're here. So that when you do return to society, you won't have the opportunity to not be prepared. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Thank you.
Blake Martin, Antonio Harris, Marcus Mackey, Daryl Brown.
We were talking about being in the hood, and I wanted to explain that you will always be in the hood because there's only really two existing hoods. You're either going to be in childhood or you're going to be in adulthood, right? The key is the acceptance, right? The acceptance of what are you doing right now with your time. If you're spending quality time thinking about your kids, then you should be trying to focus on what I need to do to bring it to acceptance that I'm no longer a kid, I'm no longer living in a fantasy or a pretend world. You should really be thinking about, man, can I really fulfill the shoes of my dad or my granddad? Which is some big shoes to fulfill. But you're the leader who has to be able to tell your kids to face a reality that some of the things they're living in is really like an illusion, right? And they pretend to be firemen and they pretend to be doctors. Like we spend enough quality time pretending acceptance that I'm no longer a kid. And that I have to now accept the fact that I'm an adult and I gotta lead my kids. You wanna be able to give.
Willis Metheny,
Good afternoon, folks. My name is Willis Matheny. I live in H1 dormitory. I work up at the Career Center. I mention those because there's two important factors that come into play. The reason I'm there is because I know it's hard to believe, but I really care about people. And it gives me an opportunity to meet, interact with people, some just like myself, seriously suffering and looking for some form of outlet. And I think it's entirely necessary for us to care enough to reach out to one another. One of the things that troubles me is we've got so much peer pressure on a negative level and so little on the positive side of things. I think it's very important to remember that you don't need to live down to everybody else's expectations. You need to live up to your own. With that, y'all have a good day.
Adrian Sapp,
My name is Adrian Sapp, and I am the facilitator for your small business and entrepreneurship class. In this class, I show you how to go beyond these walls. So the most important part of being a small business owner, as well as an entrepreneur, is knowing that it goes beyond the confines of where you are. Don't limit your mind. Don't limit yourself. You can make money. You can make a difference in your life, yours, as well as your family. Always strive. Always look for that opportunity. That is the true sign of being an entrepreneur. Thank you.
Victory Hayes,
Hi, my name is Victory Hayes. I don't know to say my first name. Overcoming obstacles. The biggest obstacle to overcome is yourself. Getting out of here and going back to society. If we all come together and work together, we can. Stop hurting one another. Overcoming obstacles. Go home, guys.
Stay there.
Antonio Evans,
I'm Antonio Evans. Teach self-management. Self-management is common sense. I'm not here to force anything on anyone. I'm not here to tell you anything. I'm just a grown man, having some grown man conversation with some more grown men. No matter how bad your situation is, how broken you think it is, remember, even a broken crack still colors.
Daquan Kimball, Adrian Tennyson.
This class is very important to me, and it should be for us all. The name of the class is mindfulness, and we have to be mindful of the bad choices that we make in life and who all that it affects. A lot of times we think it just affects us, but how many here have children out there? So imagine another dude teaching your children responsibilities, discipline, and all the good things that you spoke to, and then he call them dad. See, you'll get mad at the baby mama because your son is calling the man that's doing what you're supposed to do, bad. So we have to be mindful that when we make bad choices, it not only affects us, but it affects our whole life. That's what we have to consider.
Keen Bates, Leroy Baker, James Fields,
Positive thing. That's the other statement. Seriously. If you always thinking positive, so the negative situation come along, you already thinking positive, trying to find solutions to the negative situation. That means you always a step ahead of the game. But if you're always thinking positive, you'll be a positive person. So my advice, be positive. And always positive.
Rodney Taylor,
Change is hard, gentlemen. Change is definitely hard. And let me tell you why change is hard. Hold your hand like this. Change is hard because most men are closely guarded. But in order for change to happen, you have to do what? Loosen up. You have to open your hand. That way change can come in. Change cannot come in if you're protecting yourself. If you want to change and you want to remain on the street, you must open up and allow things to come in. Classes, things that we're doing in here. Appreciate you guys. How many people in here want to get out and stay out? See, somebody's hand not up. I understand. The thing is that how bad do you want to get out? Because a lot of us say we want to get out, but we don't stay out. The fact is that 70% of people will come back to prison. But why? Because we haven't allowed ourselves to change. If you want to change, you're willing to do whatever it takes, not just to get out, because 99% will get out, but what are you going to do to stay out? Appreciate it.
Paul Bryant,
Hello, fellas. How y'all doing today?
Good morning.
My name is Paul Bryant. I'm here today to speak to y'all about character development. And over the years, I've been asked many times, why do I do what I do? And my answer is clearly the same each time. I do what I do, not merely because I believe in you guys or whatever, but I do what I do because I believe in the heart. And I believe that any heart can change, including you guys. So that's why I do what I do. Good.
Melvin Johnson, David Moore,
So all of the classes that you get from all of the other people, they revolve around one central thing. It's about you. The beginning of the being and the end of the day, it's about you. And if you don't get this, watch how this works. Practice field training ground. Practice field training ground. If you don't take this experience as your practice field and your training ground, let me show you how that circle all the way back around and make you a liability to yourself. If you know when you get out, just listen at me. If you know when you get out, you're going to get back in the game. Now, I don't care what the game is to you. It could be selling meth, it could be robbery, rape, child molestation, murder, or moving drugs. If you know when you get back in the game, you don't have an exit plan, E-X-I-T, exit plan. Give me your release papers. I came in when I was 17, I'm 55 now. I need it. But watch how this come back around. If you need an exit plan, give me your papers. Give me your release papers. Because you have not taken time to sit down and concentrate on yourself. You have not realized that this is your practice field and your training ground. And you become a liability to yourself. And if you're a liability to yourself, you're going to be a liability to everybody around you.
As we depart from this place back into society, understand that society is not going to welcome us with open arms. We're going to have to work hard. But in working hard, it is not something that we cannot accomplish. One thing that I have to warn all of us about are the naysayers. They're there, they're waiting on us. But one thing that we have to do is not give in to the naysayers. Do not open up for them. As my grandmother used to tell me, and the old cliche goes, it's better to be thought of as a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Be the best version of you that you can possibly be. Remember, the original is always, always better than the copy.
My name is David Timothy Moore. I'm a mentor with the R.I.S.E program here at Dooley State Prison. H1 is the dorm that houses the R.I.S.E program. We're going to go in and get a look at H1 and see what we do in the R.I.S.E program here at Dooley State Prison. So this is the dorm that houses the R.I.S.E program here at Dooley State Prison. We want to give you a bird's eye view of what we do in this dorm and the things that we do to make the R.I.S.E program work. First, we'd like to thank Commissioner Oliver for his support, Commissioner Ahmed Hope, Mr. Antonio Johnson, who's over programs, the warden here at Dooley State Prison, his staff, and the chief counselor, who is our actual coordinator of the R.I.S.E program here at Dooley State Prison. We're going to go into the reentry center. That's our lab. That's where we take care of all of the major work that we do with the mentees that come here to Dooley State Prison. So let's go into the reentry center and just speak briefly a little bit more about what we do. So this is where all of the reshaping actually takes place in the R.I.S.E program. All the classes are done in here. We have, in this dorm, mentors. But Dooley State Prison R.I.S.E program is a little bit different because we actually have role models. And role models, we incorporated role models into what we do with the R.I.S.E program because we know that we have affiliations, okay? And some of the guys who are affiliated, they're actually trying to correct themselves and do a better job of what they're doing. And there are also some that are trying to come off or get away from the affiliation of different gangs and things of that nature. So we came up with the role model aspect of the R.I.S.E program to complement the mentors. And they do a great job. We've had a couple of mentors to be taken off of a couple of role models to be taken off of STG because of the influence that the R.I.S.E program has had on their lives. So what we do here is a great work. We appreciate the Department of Corrections for allowing us the opportunity to be of service to our fellow offenders, which we call mentees in the R.I.S.E program. So you're going to get a snapshot at some of the stuff that we do here in the R.I.S.E program.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. The reason you're in here today is because we're doing some evaluations about Mr. David Moore and the Tupuku class that you've had recently, okay? I'm going to ask you a series of questions. As I ask the questions, just go ahead and raise your hand and let me know, put your little input in, your personal input about self-evaluation, what you thought of the class, okay? All right, here's the first question. How did David Moore do at helping you to understand the Tupuku curriculum? Yes, sir.
I'm Freddie Matthews, and I've been here for 3 months. I think he did a great job. He explained everything real in detail, and he helped me a lot.
Good. All right, good. You have a good understanding of the curriculum and everything.
Yes, the video was good too.
Okay, very well. All right, thank you.
More, I think he does real good at breaking it down about, the curriculum, about, what it is about being who you are as an individual person, about the Tupuku class, and I really enjoyed it. He's a really good teacher.
He helped us understand the curriculum of Tupuku. I think he did
I think David Moore helping us me evaluate myself in areas that I need to improve in to be a productive citizen.
Guys, I think that they all did a whole great job in helping me look at myself and my mistakes what I made.
All right, everybody, here we go with the second question. Did the Tupuku curriculum cause you to engage in a self-analysis? Does anybody have anything they'd like to say about that?
Tupuku class today, Mr. Moore broke down the lessons very good and explained everything to us, and did a lot of self-evaluation, and I learned a lot from this class.
Self-analysis, I feel like it definitely equipped me with the tools that I need to do a better analysis and more as well. So yes, I feel like I'm pretty good.
All right, everybody, here we go for the third question. Since completing the Tupuku curriculum, what aspect of yourself have you begun seriously to work on to change for the better? Anybody? Yes, sir.
Very Matthews, Tupuku helped me, man, to look at one of my most serious problems, and that's my humility, and that's what I got to work on. So, help me with that.
Yeah, she helped me figure out the things to stop and think, to write things down when I didn't do that before, and I was always acting quick to stuff and living life in the face right now.
Man, Tupuku was great. Tupuku was awesome. It helped me change, it helped me reflect, and it helped me change my attitude, man. I had to work on my attitude and
Good afternoon, everybody. You're in here for a peer evaluation for the Tupuku class that you took recently. It's facilitated by Mr. David Connolly and Frederick Kathoka. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. During the time I ask these questions, if you feel the need to answer, please raise your hand and answer and give us your honest feedback, right? That's what we're looking for, honest feedback here. So, question number one. How did Fred and David do in helping you to understand the Tupuku curriculum? Anybody got it? Yes, sir.
Yes, my name is David Pitts. David done an excellent job. Teaching the class, helping me understand everything. Real 5-star rating.
My name is Tabar Smith, and Fred and David did a wonderful job. What stood out to me the most was their ability to have the class participating in the class involvement that helped us to understand the curriculum a little better.
Thank you, sir. All right, next question, everybody. Did the Tupuku curriculum cause you to engage in a self-analysis? Does anybody have any answers to that? Yes, sir.
My name is Quentin Hosman, and David and Fred they talk good, and I give them a 5-star for it, and it helped me change the way I think for things, and made me look back on things that I did in my action. It made me calm myself down, and yeah, I like that.
All right, answer.
The Tupuku curriculum actually helped me reflect on my actions, made me realize a lot of things I need to see, allowed me to actually be able to work.
Hey, James Archer, Fred Davis, after the class, I done real self-analysis myself. Compared to the man I used to see in there, the man I see now. I really appreciate that.
All right, third question. Since completing the Tupuku curriculum, what aspect of yourself have you begun to seriously work on to change for the better? Does anybody have any answers for that? Yes, sir.
upon completing the Tupuku class, I changed my attitude because the only person you cheat is you.
Yes, upon completing the Tapuku class, it helped me exercise introspection. And then it also helped me to set goals and take the steps to achieve my goals. So David and Fred did a wonderful job on helping me do that. Thank you, sir.
The activity committee fills a crucial void within the prison system, where positive incentives are often overlooked. By designing engaging activities for the R.I.S.E program and other dorms deemed worthy by the warden, they provide a vital opportunity to reinforce the connection between positive attitudes, good behavior, and positive outcomes.
Caprile.
Musical bottles.
Dance contest. Dance contest. Dance contest.
Sky. Throwing a fit.
Stacking. Flip-tap-toe.
More dancing.
Hot shot. Yes, no. Yes, no. Rise, bowling.
R.I.S.E shuffle.
Simon says.
R.I.S.E bingo.
The next one we have is B. Y'all hear something? Come on.
R.I.S.E match game.
Hey, we got a winner.
The transition from prison back into society is one of the biggest challenges facing our state. The R.I.S.E program provides the answer. Our mentors, men with proven success stories, have already changed the prison environment by equipping inmates with the tools to thrive after release. We're now ready to bring that expertise to Georgia's transitional centers, creating long-term maintenance that will prepare men to be successful, contributing citizens. We are R.I.S.E.